Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the WorkPoint 365 document management webinar. As per usual, we are recording this webinar and will distribute it to the participants later as a video. Thank you for meeting up this morning. We will start right away. I think everybody's here now. A little bit of background. When you talk document management, there are a lot of different definitions on what document management are. So here's a couple. They are all more or less accurate. It's a matter of managing the document electronic and on paper. Today most of it is electronic, obviously. Now there's a nice little joke about it. I'm not strictly speaking, not document management but records management, but I thought it was such a nice little story. What we're going to show today is some ways to manage documents in WorkPoint, some of the features that makes it easier and hopefully smarter for people to manage the documents, and some of the things that can help make the everyday work with management documents easier. These features can be used in combination, or you can use some of them, or you can use all of them. That's completely up to your business needs. There's none of them that requires that they all are merged together, used together. But just stepping back a little bit, going into document management, some processes really is necessary. There is a set of things that need to happen. You need to make sure you can capture the documents, getting the documents saved into the system. That needs to be a very easy task. If it's too complex, people will avoid it. Users will need something that's easy and smooth running. Again, then you need to classify the documents in a proper way, typically with adding metadata. There are terrible stories in the history about document management systems that were huge and complex and presented the user with an entry form of 40 or more fields every time the user needs to save a document. Obviously, nobody want to do that. It's too time consuming, it's too complex. Things need to be easier and smarter and quicker. Needless to say, you need to be able to search and retrieve the documents that are in the system. Otherwise, you might as well just dump them somewhere. Versioning is another important feature of document management. SharePoint, as is the platform for WorkPoint, of course, is managing this beautifully, and we haven't done anything specific there. We have just used what is already working fine in SharePoint. And obviously, administration, security. Not everybody needs to see or must see all documents, so there is a need for managing the access, but there's also a need to manage the archiving, the disposal. When is a document going to be a record, formal record? When is it going to be disposed of? And even more important in these days where the EU's GDPR is moving close, we're not going to touch down a lot on GDPR in this webinar. I will refer to our previous held webinars about GDPR. If if any of you don't know what I'm talking to, please contact me and I will make sure I point you in the right direction. After the webinar, I'm more than happy to answer questions on email or phone. So when talking about document management and WorkPoint, what do we offer in WorkPoint 365? This is specifically 365 I'm demonstrating, but all the features are available in WorkPoint on premise as well. So it's just a little bit different interface, some of them. We do have a central template library with template versioning. The whole point of the template library is to have one place to manage all the organization's templates, so everybody can access the document templates, and it's possible to have responsible people, users to be responsible for managing the document templates. It's also with versioning, so you can have correct versioning of your document templates. We have built a wizard to assist the users for creating document, helping the user to pick the right template and making, or templates if there are several, if it's document sets, and making it easy for the users whether they're working in the office environment or from the browser. You can manage single documents or you can manage document sets. We have also created what we call automatic metadata tagging. This is to fight the situations where you have big data entry forms with where people need to key in metadata to save a document. A lot of the metadata is already known from the context the user is working in, so therefore we can automate a lot of that. We are supporting SharePoint managed metadata, the feature in SharePoint allowing you to have taxonomies and metadata, organized metadata. I will get back to that. We do also offer management of emails. Emails today is an important part of the business communication, and also a lot of documents are actually emails today. That can be managed in different ways as well. We are coming out with a digital signature, so for those who are need for digital signature, you can have that built into WorkPoint as well. And as those of you familiar with WorkPoint knows, there is an Office interface directly in your office, and there is a web browser interface. So these are some of the key points that we offer in terms of document management. Let's have a look on the central template library. As I said, it's a central template library for those users with the right user rights. Will see the button template library on the ribbon on the front page of the WorkPoint browser interface. If you don't see the template library button, that's because you haven't got the rights to access it. So if you need that, I suggest you talk to your administrator. When you're accessing your template library, you can see a list of templates. In this little screenshot, there's only 3. Obviously, there could be hundreds. This list can be grouped in and filtered to relevant criteria, just like any SharePoint list. There's 2 buttons in there. There's a Word and Excel button. This is because you can manage a number of different templates like PowerPoint and other Office applications, but in Word and Excel you are able to merge data fields from the system into the document, so you can automatically add information from the system into your document when you're creating it from a template. But let's demonstrate how to set up a template and how to work with it. As usually I have a little video created for these scenarios, and this is the same. So I'm just going to play this little video showing you how you access your templates, how you set up a template. Clicking the template button will open a new window with your template library, and from here I can pick Word or Excel. I choose the project here because I want to create a specific document for a project module. Those of you familiar with WorkPoint will know that WorkPoint is built into various modules. And this is a document specifically for use for those users working in the project module. WorkPoint automatically filters the document templates when you create a document, subject to which context you're in, whether you're in the document, whether you're in the project project module or another module. Now, writing the template is just like editing Word in any way. So here I want to add a project ID, and now from the list I can choose my data fields from the system. I want the client, and I'll pick the client field, which is from the company's module. I'll pick the company's name, which will be the client name, and then I want the project manager, which could be any user. So I'll choose the project manager field from the system, and so on and so forth. I can continue to add data that the document will pull from the system when I'm creating the document. So I'll create my text, and then I will close and save my template. As you can see, the system automatically makes sure that you hit the template library when you click save, and then you can give your document template a proper name. In this case, we'll choose a simple project document. Now we have saved the document template into the template library, and if I just refresh this side, I will see it has shown up in my template list. And here we are, project document, created a few seconds ago. So this is a quick walkthrough of how you create document templates for a single document. There are also options for creating document templates for document sets. I'm not going to go through that today. If you have specific requests for that, then please let me know, and or talk to your WorkPoint partner. They will be able to help you. Stepping on to how you use the template you just created, we just want to make a little test here. So I've stepped into the system, and I'm on the project called Biker Stream, as you can see. And we have just one document here. I want to create a new one based on the template I just made. So clicking on the document button, it will take me straight to the document wizard, and it knows already now that I'm working in a project module, so I won't it won't show me document templates for anything but project related stuff. I give the document a name, and then I pick my template, and as you can see, there are only project documents in here, project document templates. This is the one I just created, so I can choose to save and edit. Now it will create the document, merging the data I just set up into the document, and it opens Word. And as you can see, I've created my project document. It merged the project ID, the client, and the project manager. So I can go on and now finish the document with some text. And when I'm done, I will simply have to close and save. It's already saved, but of course, because I added new text, I need to save it again. Refreshing, I can see now my project document has been created from the template. Just added to the document list on the project site. So that's how the templates work for single documents. Very easy to create documents based on the context you're working in, and no need for a lot of manual work here. Later on we'll see how to add metadata to this setup. As most of you familiar with WorkPoint knows, there is a WorkPoint Express. From WorkPoint Express I can do exactly the same thing as I just did. I just have to go to the document list on the site. Then I can, from the plus sign below, click Create Document from Template. I'm sorry, this one is in Danish, it should have been English. But when I click that Create from Document from Template, I will get the exact same wizard as I've just been through and creating a document. Moving on. When you want to create document sets, there's a slightly different approach, but again based on a wizard. It takes a little bit more setting up, but obviously that's something you just do when you create the template for the user. They simply will have to click the right buttons. Let's see how this is done. In this case, we'll take an example with a contract. You want to have a contract because a contract is typically something with a main document and several appendixes. So we'll go to our contract module here, where we have a contract XYZ with bike satellite. So creating a new document based on the advanced wizard to create a document set. When I have this wizard open, I will get to choose document language. This one is just for all languages, but I could have it in various languages depending on what I need. I can pick from some groups that's been pre-set up. I will make contract set 1, and contract set 1 will give me some options to choose from, whether it's equipment, property, or lease. And clicking equipment, I can see there's a main contract and 2 appendices. I can choose to deselect or select some of these appendices. The red dot says that the main contract is mandatory. I cannot deselect that. I could add more documents from the system or more templates in this wizard if I wanted, but at this point I simply just want to finalize. Now it will allow me to choose where to store the document in the document list, whether I want to choose it in a folder. I can then define what's the output. Is it SharePoint document set? Do we want to have individual files, or do I want to merge them together as one file if it's the same type? I choose SharePoint document set, and then I provide a name for my, in this case, my contract. And as you can see, further down you can see the 2 documents that are being used, the 2 templates. I can edit the properties if I want to, but right now I just want to create the document set. So creating that, and it will be shown in my document list as a document set. I can click to see the individual files, or I can just look at the set itself. So it is as easy as that, almost just like creating a single document, just a few more choices to make, because of course you have more options when you're creating a document set. This is a fully supported SharePoint document set that we created like this. So if you have documents that consist of more, or document sets consisting of more documents, you can create the templates individually, and you can set up the wizard to have the users go through a very easy few steps to create the document sets, making sure you get using the right templates and getting the right documents set up. Now, we talked about metadata. For those who are unfamiliar, probably not a lot, but just a recap. Basically, it's tags on the documents that are telling something about the document. Metadata is basically data about data. In WorkPoint and SharePoint context, it can be used for search, for filtering, for retrieval. Often in systems they are entered manually by the users, but we have created the inheriting of metadata, so you can add metadata automatically. The example here shows 2 metadata, very basic ones, modification date and a modification user. But let's have a look at how this works. Here is a little video showing me where I add a item to my system, and the system will make sure it adds the right metadata. So now I will, in my WorkPoint Express, I will find an employee. In this case, on the employee module, Mr. John Doe, and here we have his document list. There's nothing in it. In my Explorer here, I will take the document I want to file on Mr. John Doe and drag it to the document list, and it'll upload to WorkPoint. And as you can see, the employee ID number is set as a metadata directly. It took the employee number from John Doe, from the John Doe properties, where we have his name and address and all the stuff. But if you go down below, you will see that you have the employee number, ID number here, and it's even mandatory. So you have to put it on documents when you create documents under John Doe. But in this case, the system simply added that metadata to the document without the user had to do anything. And you can do that with all kind of information that is on the site. In this case, all the stuff that you saw, John Doe's name and address and all that stuff that was on the properties would be possible to automatically add to the document that you created. Now, in this case, we dragged and dropped it. You could have the exact same functionality if you created that document from a template. You can inherit metadata automatically on documents as well. You can also even have the metadata depending on the template you choose. Now let's have a look at how we search for this. How can this be used when we search? So if I use the browser interface and I go to the search feature, I can then search for example for the ID number, and it'll show me Mr. John Doe. That is because the metadata is on John Doe himself. But also I could use that for searching his documents. So if I click to the document search, I can see that it has also found the important document that is tagged with 4563 John Doe's employee ID. Those of you familiar with WorkPoint will notice this is a slightly older version. There's a little small differences on the newest one. This is a little while back I created this video. But now you can see how metadata can be quickly used for quickly retrieving documents using the WorkPoint search. Managed metadata is the more structured approach to metadata, where you have the ability to create a taxonomy. For those unfamiliar with that, here's a small example where you have groups of metadata. And this can be done in SharePoint's Managed Metadata feature. Quite easy to set up. I think the main issue using this is to for the organization to agree on the set of metadata to be used. Let's see how this can be used. In this case, we will save a document and we will on a case, and we'll do this directly from Word, and then add metadata from Managed Metadata in the process. Clicking on the document library on this new satellite case, this is where I want to save my document. I will then click on the Upload button. This is a document not created from a template. This is a document I've just created from scratch. I'll give it a name. And the document case type below is the metadata I want to set. So I can either search here, or I can click and choose from, in this case, my case type. Choose case type 2 and click OK. And then save my document. I could have had some of this set automatically, but this is just to show the example of how can you use the metadata, managed metadata, to add metadata to your documents. So now we have created the important case document, and let's see how we can use the metadata again to find the document. Again, we will go to the search feature. This search feature is also available in WorkPoint Express. You can use the same search facility on the WorkPoint Express. So I'll just search for type 2, and I will see several hits, but this is the important case document I was after. There is refiners that you can use as well to refine the search result. If I search for case type 2, the hits are fewer, but I still have my important case document, which is what I wanted. So it's very powerful to search using metadata. This should be all for today. Just summing up, we have document management. We provide a structure to document management in WorkPoint. You can control and manage your document templates on a central template library. You can use metadata, either automatically inherited or managed metadata from SharePoint, to organize and classify your documents. Whether you create single documents or document sets, just a matter of what need you have in your organization. As you saw, it's quite easy to search and retrieve the documents again. Either you use your web interface or your Office WorkPoint Express interface. For those of you who are interested in hearing about GDPR, we do have more webinars about that on our site, support.workpoint.dk. If you can't find it, please contact me if you're interested. If you saw something here that your solution is not set up with, talk to your WorkPoint partner if you need more information, and if you can't get if you don't have a WorkPoint partner, then contact us directly. We will be able to help you with a partner. You can also request a document management workshop from your partner to make sure that you get the best possible work on what can you use and what features do you have for document management. Thank you for your interest in WorkPoint. As I said, please contact me to have further questions. Here are my contact details, and this will be distributed on video later today. Thank you very much.